Hello everyone. Welcome back to my stream where we work on SharePoint development. Um, we're gonna continue working on what I was working on earlier. Took a break, had to do certain things, so I turned down my volume a little bit. Hopefully you can hear me. Let me run a quick test. Okay, so hopefully you can hear me. So you can hear me. Okay. All right, so let's continue. So when we last spoke, we figured out the issue with the form where we had a question and when we would go to edit the question and we removed the attachment, we could no longer make changes on the form and submit it. And so what we did to fix the issue is we inside of the form we moved the linked attachment outside of the form, and in addition to that, inside of the attachment view control we passed the reset function from the hook form, because this is another tool that we're using from our tool chain. There's a video on my channel about the tool chain that we use. So we use React hook form, and the React hook form is really great. It has a lot of features to it, but if we look at the API, in the use form API, there is a reset right here. So you see how you can have reset be one of the properties. So reset the entire form state, field reference, and subscriptions. And so when we what we did is we passed this reset function to our attachment view control, and when we did that, we then after we delete the attachment, we updated the item. So what I was thinking about doing is updating and making the change in a slightly different manner, because what this is doing is it's making a call in the handle delete attachment. I'm going to show you. So in the question answer handle delete attachment, we're actually creating a call here to retrieve the item. We don't want to do that. Yep. And we can get rid of this as well. We don't need this. Mutate items by parent ID. Wait, let's fix things. So vamos a arreglar cuando nos juntamos anteriormente. Voy a explicar todo lo que hicimos anteriormente. Anteriormente lo que hicimos es dentro del control que muestra los archivos que están agregados a la lista, cuando lo borramos, when we delete it, what we changed was that we are resetting our form state to the updated item that we're retrieving. Estamos actualizando la forma con el artículo que acabamos de agarrar del servidor, que estamos pidiendo aquí en la línea 60. Entonces eso es lo que quiero eliminar, porque no quiero tener una llamada que no es necesaria. I don't want to have a call that's not necessary. And so on the attachment view control, I think what we can do instead is request, en vez de tener que pedir el artículo de la lista, podemos utilizarlo. Entonces, si existe el artículo, vamos a, primero que nada es agregar no. What? No. Let's just look. Tenemos aquí, ya lo tenemos escrito. We already have it written, so it's right here. So we need this right here. We're going to bring this over here. So we're going to take the e-tag number. Vamos a tomar el número del e-tag. Va a ser, en vez de updated item, va a ser current. Current FAQ item. +1. Okay. I think that this is what we're gonna, eso es lo que creo que vamos a hacer. This is what I think we should do. Is instead of having the call and this return, we're gonna delete the attachment, then we're just gonna update the e-tag, and then pass the updated object to the reset function for the React hook form. I think that's what we're gonna do. And that's gonna, entonces lo que vamos a hacer es vamos a borrar el attachment, vamos a obtener el número del lead tag y lo vamos a incrementar y luego lo vamos a pasar a la forma con esa información nueva, with that new lead tag number, which is what we need. So let's try that. Vamos a intentar eso. Let's see, new e tag string. I need to see necesito ver el API. So we can get rid of it. Vamos a borrar esto. Okay, ya tengo la information. Now I have the information that I need. But actually, before I do this, antes de que hagamos esto, let me change it back. I believe this was working. Creo que esto todavía estaba funcionando. Before I make changes, I want to keep it working. I want to make sure that I check in my code because it's working. And then if I change it and I break things, I can just reverse it. I can just change it back. Lo que voy a hacer es voy a guardar el código para ver si cometo un desastre, lo puedo arreglar de nuevo. Updated fix for attachment deletion. Pending fixes. All right, ahora sí puedo hacer los cambios. Now I can make the changes. So that's going to be a lot easier. Va a ser mucho más fácil. All right. So let's go to attachment view and control. And here we're going to paste what we did. Okay, vamos a agregar nuestro artículo. We're going to add our current item. And then we're going to create new. Yep. We don't have to add as a FAQ item. Do I need to attach? Let's get rid of this. Vamos a tratar de hacer de esta manera. We're going to try to do it this way. And see if vamos a ver si esto aún funciona. We're going to see if it still works. If this still works, then we can get rid of what we did earlier. Si esto funciona, podemos quitar lo que habíamos hecho anteriormente. So we're going to delete the attachment. And we're going to add 2 questions. And it doesn't work. Let's go to network and find out why. It doesn't tell me. It doesn't show anything. What are we learning today? ¿Qué estamos aprendiendo hoy? It's not working. Shoot. Let's add an attachment. Refresh. Vamos a intentarlo otra vez. We're going to try it again, but this time have the developer tools open. Pero esta vez vamos a tener los developer tools abiertos. Ok, ahora vamos a ver ¿Qué está sucediendo? Lo que estamos buscando que pase, what we're looking for, is the FAQ form default settings. Lo que queremos ver es la forma esta y los valores default. We're looking for the default values. So e tag is going to be 129 and attachment is true. Oh, that's another thing we didn't do. We need to update attachments to false. Es otra cosa que se nos olvidó. That's another thing I forgot to do. Is I didn't set attachments to false. Okay. Ahora vamos a hacer el cambio. Now we're going to make the change. So on question answer, go to general, edit, and we're going to look at the FAQ form. This right here. Queremos ver esta forma. Y queremos ver el default value. Tenemos default values aquí. Cuando borramos esto, deberemos cambiar el e tag a 130. When we remove this, the e tag should go up to 130. And attachment should be set to false. Y attachments va a ser cambiado a falso. Lo borramos. La forma en los default values. Oh, mira nada más. Todo está borrado. Everything's gone. Why is that? Oh, yo sé por qué. I know why. ¿Por qué nunca pasamos el artículo? We never passed the item to the attachment, of course. We did. No, we didn't. So where's the FAQ form? Inside of FAQ form, right here, aquí. Nunca pasamos el artículo. Ok, ahora sí ya tenemos el artículo. Ahora sí debe funcionar. Now it should work. So, agregamos nuestro tópico. Vamos a agregar, let's just add a bunch of attachments to all of these. Ok, ya agregamos varios attachments. Ahora vamos aquí y aquí. Edit. Vamos a inspectar. Components. FAQ form. Y queremos ver la forma. We're going to look at the form under hooks. Default values. Default values. So, debe de cambiar a 133 y attachments debe ser falso. It should change the e tag to 133 and attachments should be set to true. We delete it. I mean, attachment should have been set to false. Oh, I did it wrong. It's attachment to the capital A. It's attachments con una A capital. Y el e tag lo puso como 2. ¿Por qué? Why? Let's go to attachment view control. Sorry, I like to chew ice. Me gusta el hielo. I didn't want you to hear me crunching. Alright, ahora vamos a ver qué está sucediendo porque el e tag no cambió correctamente, cambió a 2. The e tag didn't change correctly, it changed to 2. And I messed up on the attachments. It should be with the capital A. Let's go to app props. And give it a, vamos a borrar esto. We're gonna give it a this. Attachments false. File null undefined is not assignable to FAQ item. Property ID are incompatible. This string. Current FAQ item. Oh, ya sé por qué. I know why. No, vamos a poner todo esto aquí adentro. We're gonna put all this inside here. Ahora sí debe de poner. Now it should be working. Estamos tratando de. We're trying to change things to work in a much more efficient way. Queremos hacer nuestra aplicación un poquito más eficiente. So we can save this. Save this. I'm gonna use AI. Voy a usar AI. New consolidate the 3 lines that are highlighted. I just wanted to consolidate because I think that this can just be 1 or 2 lines. New e tag string. Okay, let's give this a shot. We're gonna try this. Vamos a tratar esto. This has an issue. Question answer? Oh. Didn't save question answer. Ahora sí. Vamos a continuar a ver si esto arregla el problema. We're gonna see if this fixes our issue. Edit. Components. Componentes. FAQ form. Vamos a ir aquí a la forma. We're gonna go to the form. And we're gonna check that default values are being updated. Vamos a ver que si esto está actualizándose. Otra vez, FAQ form. Form. Default value. This should change to 22. And this should change to false when I delete the attachment. Esto debe cambiar a 22. Y esto debe de cambiar a falso cuando borro esto. So default values cambió a 3. ¿Por qué cambia a 3? The attachments, this worked, but this didn't work. Esto funcionó que los attachments los puso en falso, pero no funcionó la actualización del. No funcionó la actualización del e-tag. Lo cambió a 3. All the lorem ipsum generators. 32. Something's not working correctly here. We have to figure out why the E tag is not updating correctly. The E tag needs to be updated by 1. So the new E tag is using the number. This is what's broken. Esto es lo que está quebrado. Vamos a ver el API. Let's look at the API. And the FAQ API, this is working. So vamos aquí a hacer el cambio. Vamos a hacer lo mismo que hicimos acá. We're going to do the same thing that we did here. So aquí vamos a cambiar esto. We're going to change this. Put it here. Ok, vamos a agregarlo aquí. Once new E tag. It's going to be number, va a ser número. Current FAQ item. 1. We can actually just put plus plus. Or is it plus plus? How do we auto increment? I forget. Oh, okay. I got it. Ya lo entendí. Number. Okay. Let's try it this way. And this time we're going to troubleshoot it. We're going to actually inspect the code. Vamos a inspectar el código para ver qué está sucediendo. I'm going to expand general. Vamos a expandar general. Edit. Okay. La forma, we're going to look at the form. El estado, the state. Y los valores default, the default values. We're looking for E tag, which is 16. Okay, estamos en 16. That should change to 17. That debe de cambiar a 17. Ahora vamos a ir aquí al attachment view control. Y vamos a ir a ver qué está sucediendo aquí. We're going to look and see what the E tag numbers are changing to. So if we delete, E tag number is 1. Why is it saying 1? Current FAQ item, E tag. Why is it doing that? I don't know why this is being here. Let's change it to, vamos a cambiarlo a esto. Porque no va a funcionar. It's not going to work with what it's doing. So let's go back and add attachments. Vamos a ir a agregar los archivos nuevamente. So we can test again. Para hacer la prueba nuevamente. Edit. Edit. Okay, ahora sí vamos a hacer la prueba otra vez. Let's try to test one more time. Edit. Inspect. Vamos a inspeccionar la forma. The form. We're going to expand state. Vamos a ver el estado y los default values. Debe de cambiar 135 a 136. it should change 135 to 136. Entonces I'm gonna go ahead and erase it. Not a number. Oh, okay. That's what's wrong. Current FAQ item dot o. Okay, let's look and see where the data e tag is at. Not here. Okay, aquí está. Here it is. No, vamos a agregar let test equal let test equal current FAQ item. Okay, test. Why doesn't var test? No, let test. Why is it sitting it as undefined? JavaScript convert string to number. Vamos a convertir number, okay. Number, current FAQ item. No. Or data e tag. So we know that OData e tag is 135. Okay, so the issue is help me resolve the issue with e tag. It is a property like this. Problem is the way it is set up, which is 1, which is will only get the number 1 when I really need 135. How can I go about getting this? Vamos a ver qué nos recomienda AI para actualizar este número. Ok, ahora sí. Es que vamos a darle este intento. A ver si por fin AI nos ayuda. Let's see if finally AI can help us with this. So if we go to topics, vamos a los tópicos, vamos a agregarlos. We added the topics, we go to question, we go to edit, we delete the attachment, borramos el archivo, and then we try to save changes to the form. Vamos a tratar de guardar la información y funcionó. So it worked. Perfect. Perfecto. So now, because we have this, we don't have to have that redundant call anymore. No tenemos que tener esta llamada. We don't have to have the redundant call here anymore. Where was the redundant call? It was under handle delete attachment. We don't need this anymore. No necesitamos esto ya más. No necesitamos esto y tampoco. We don't need that either. We could do this. FAQ by parent ID, item ID equals current FAQ item that ID. We're gonna do the same thing as we did here. Unique tag number. If current FAQ item. And then we're gonna move this into here. If current FAQ item item. Vamos a convert current FAQ item. What is this closure? We can move this in here. Let's see. Set current FAQ item. Vamos a agregar esto para acá. I'm gonna move this in here. In here. Yep. Return. We don't need this. Ya no necesitamos esto. And now this function, esta función, puede ser void. No regresa nada. Void. No regresa. That function just does something. It doesn't return anything. That's why we're changing it to void. What do we have an error on? Catch. Where is it trying? Trying. Is it because of this? Yep. Okay. FAQ form, la forma. Necesitamos cambiarle. We need to change the handle to the attachment is void now. And attachment view control, lo mismo. We have to do the same thing there. We have to change handle delete attachment to be void. And question answer tiene un error, tiene una cosa. Get rid of this. We don't need to make. No necesitamos hacer esta llamada para cambiar las cosas. We don't have to make that call anymore. So, efficiency, eficiencia. Tenemos que tener un producto que es eficiente. All right. So now when we go to our topics, cuando vamos a los tópicos, los agregamos. We go to our questions. Edit, vamos a modificar. We delete the attachment. And then we can remove some of the questions and still submit it. Perfecto. Everything's working again. And we got rid of an API call that we didn't need to have. Podemos quitar la necesidad de tener esta información. Pero tenemos otro problema. We have another problem. When I modify this, the one I just added, if I go back, and I try to add more question marks, this is erroring out now. This is going to get an error because we updated the state on the form, we updated the state current item, but we didn't update our SWR hook. Because if I go to network and I click submit, here's my error. Three does not match e-tag value. You see that? We have the same error we had before. Tenemos el mismo error que teníamos antes. The reason being is, lo que está pasando es que when you click on that edit icon, it's setting the value from the SWR hook. Está tomando el valor del SWR. Y eso es un problema. That's a problem. We can't do it that way. So let's fix it. Vamos a arreglar eso. I can show you where the error is. So it's saying that we're passing e-tag value 3. So if we go to components and we go to question answer component, let's go look at our hooks. FAQ items by parent ID. And right now is by Cicero is the one that we're looking at. So anonymous, SWR handler, by Cicero. Attachments is false, e-tag is 3. That's the problem. So what's happening in lo que está pasando es que en el question answer, en the need attachment, we need to update this, and it's not updating, and I'm not sure why. We have to figure that part out. Necesitamos figurar por qué no está actualizando la información. And fix it. Necesitamos arreglar eso. We have to fix this problem right here. I just realized I was on mute this whole time. I can't believe that. I need to figure out what mute button I'm going to use and use that one only. All right, let's go back. Vamos a ir nuevamente al código. Let's go back to the code. What is going on? Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's go back to the code. Vamos de nuevamente al código. Oh my gosh. All right, let's work on the code again. Vamos a trabajar en el código nuevamente. Okay, so await, mutate. Why am I doing this twice? ¿Por qué estoy haciendo esto dos veces? Let's troubleshoot this, pero vamos a ver qué está sucediendo en esta parte. There's definitely a problem with the way the SWR hook is being updated. Let's add a bunch of attachments again. Okay, so now if we go to topics and back to Q&A, you should see that these all have attachments, which I'm gonna fix that bug. Voy a arreglar eso también. We have to fix that bug as well. So when I delete this, we already know that the form is updating. We already know the current item is updating. What we have not been able to update is the state of the SWR hook. So that's what we're going to try to fix. So let's go to question answer. And right here, you see that under hooks, we have FAQ items by parent ID. And inside here, it is long established. It is long established. So it's this one. So when we delete the attachment, this button right here, attachment should be set to false and e-tag should go up to 139. What we need to look at is question answer. Right here. It never gets there. Nunca llega ahí. Let's go back to components. It is long established. Attachments is false, but any tag is 139. Okay, so 139 is supposed to be 139. Let's go look at FAQ form. We look at form, state, default values, 139. Oh, I just thought about it. Yo acabo de pensar que ese problema. The API is the problem. Remember, we never changed this. So for this one, the FAQ API, we need to change it. Necesitamos cambiarlo también. To be like this, de ser igual como esto. Current e tag. So aquí en el FAQ API, you should just be able to do this. Let me ask if this will do the same thing. Will line 111 to 112 do the same as what is in 109 but already created as a number, or is better to get the current e tag using replace then convert number? You know, to do exactly the same thing. So line 111. I know that. I'm just asking if it'll do the same thing. Okay. This is the problem that we have. Yep. So fixing this, arreglando eso debe de arreglar las cosas. This should fix the issue. All right. So let's go look. Go to topics, general, edit. So delete this, delete that. What is the best way to develop things in the web? We can edit that again. Let's add a couple more questions. And it works. Yes. Okay, muy bien. Sí lo arreglamos. We fixed everything. The issue was with the update, the e tag. We have to use replace. and that fixes the problem. So this arregla nuestro problema. And we can actually shorten this as well by putting this in here and getting rid of this. And where else did we have this kind of scenario? We had this in the attachment control. No, on the attachment view control. In here. En este teníamos el mismo scenario. We need to change this. Current FAQ item. We can get rid of this. Save it like this. Ahora sí. We have a really good, efficient application. Tenemos una buena aplicación que es eficiente. We have a good, efficient application. So now we can add our topics. We can go to our questions, edit it, delete an attachment, add additional stuff. Okay. Then we can edit it again. Get rid of text, which we weren't able to do before. No podíamos hacer esto antes. Submit. And we're good. Estamos bien. Everything's working. Very good. Very good. I'm very happy with that. And we look at the back end. Si vamos a ir a la base de datos, we're looking at the SharePoint list. The question we were working with was, can I add more questions? So can I add more questions? Does not have an attachment because you don't see the paperclip. And it only has one. And the word test is not there anymore. So we're good. We're working. Está funcionando muy bien. I'm very pleased with that. Ahora lo que tenemos que hacer es, the next thing that we need to do. Oh, we haven't saved this. This should still work. It just changed. Debe de funcionar como quiera. Nada más cambiamos esta línea that we changed everywhere else and it's working. So that should be good. The next bug that we have to fix is when we go to topics and add the topics and we look at the questions. The next thing that we have to fix is that whenever I add an attachment to it and I submit it, it's not reflecting. I have to click away and come back. And this icon tells me there's an attachment. And you can see that when I hover over it, it says has an attachment. But I shouldn't have to click away and come back for it to show me that. Because again, if I add an attachment, I submit it, it doesn't show me. It should show me that it's there. Me debería de enseñar que está ahí. But instead, I have to click away, come back, and then I see it. That's a bug that we need to fix. Es una de las cosas que tenemos que arreglar. Vamos a arreglarlo. Let's fix that. So when we click on add an attachment, what's happening? So we go to edit, we add an image for FAQ image layout. ¿Dónde está? Let's see, where is it? Add an image. What do you mean it's not found? Add image. Here we go. Aquí está. Button component. Where are we getting button component from? Why is there a button component? Who did that? ¿Quién hizo eso? Yeah, this is a problem. Esto es un problema. On click. This is the problem. Esto es un problema. Vamos a arreglarlo. Okay. En the attachment control, en el control este, por alguna razón u otra, AI, artificial inteligencia, agregó un botón que no es necesario. We don't need that. So we're gonna get rid of it. Vamos a borrarlo. We need to convert this back to the way it was. The attachment control. I had this working before. Esto estaba funcionando antes. Add an instruction component. I think it's this one. Creo que es este. Attachment control. It was this one. We're gonna try this. Vamos a tratar esto porque esto it's what we had before, es lo que teníamos antes. Ok, y ahora vamos a ir a la forma. So we have attachment control. Y ahora cuando lo sometemos, when we submit it, estamos pasando la data. And we should be passing the data and not have any issues. Let's try. Vamos a intentarlo. It's not working. No está funcionando. Attachment, because it doesn't show the attachment. ¿Por qué no está? Why isn't it showing it? Attachment control. File, set file. Vamos a ver cómo lo teníamos. Let's go see how the way it was set up before. Attachments, attachment control. That's the same way that I have it right now. Why is it not? Oh, it's never refreshed. Okay, topics. Add the topic. El tópico, no sé por qué no se. It doesn't do anything. Add an image. Let's go to attachment control. End of file change. Let's find out why we're not seeing that stuff. Okay, so Why am I not seeing? Oh, okay. I see what it did. Ya veo lo que hizo. Let's change it back. Vamos a cambiar esto para atrás. Attachment control. File chip. Yeah, let's revert this back. Okay. Attachment control. Okay, attachment control. Vamos a ver lo que está haciendo este archivo. So it's limiting it to JPEG, JPG, PNG. And what's happening when I click on general, edit, add an image. Why does it say replace image? Where's replace image? Add replace button. As I can see the attachment name right here. Yes. Can I add one more? Can I add more questions? Doesn't have an attachment. Okay. Replace image. Where's that coming from? Attachment button. If it has a file, but it doesn't have a file. It doesn't have a file. I mean, it doesn't have a file because I added one. Attachment button, attachment control, attachment. Vamos a ver por qué está haciendo esto. We're going to see why it's doing this. That's attachment control uses attachment button. An attachment button looks for has file. Get rid of that. Has file equals let's just set it to false by default. Handle, add, or replace click. What does that do? Handle, add, or replace click. That makes no sense. This is a change AI made, and I don't know why it did that. No sé por qué hizo eso. We add the attachment, and this should not show up anymore. So we add the attachment, and we need to get rid of this button when we add the attachment. So AI made a bunch of changes here that I'm not in agreement with. So I need to change what AI did. Because first of all, I can't make a lot of, no puedo entender, I can't make a lot of sense what AI did. No puedo entender mucho de lo que hizo AI. Like, como esto, show preview? Is it that? I guess that's okay. Show delete dialogue. Remove attachment. What is a delete dialogue? Oh, this is the delete dialogue. Okay, I get it. Type error, set type error. File input ref. Handle file change. Add image for FAQ. Okay, so attachment control, file, and set file. Add image. Add image. Oh, that's in the attachment button. I think this should change it. So let's go to topics, general, edit. Oh, if the file is not there, then we show that. Edit. Perfect. That's exactly what I want. And then I just want to submit. So now let's go look at submit, because there's obviously an issue with submit. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to mute the microphone. Okay, so we want to be able to submit and see the attachment. Let's go look at submit. So when I click on submit, it runs the on submit function. And so the on submit function is here. And that uses submit FAQ form, which is coming from the question answer. Submit FAQ form. So this is what, get rid of this. Get rid of this. So we're mutating function by parent ID. Edit FAQ mutation FAQ by parent ID. Or empty array. Edit FAQ mutation. How did I have this set up before? Because it was working before. Estaba funcionando antes. Oh, let's go to the FAQ API. FAQ API. Vamos a ver en la carta. En la card. Okay, in the card, item attachments. Hmm. Content bar. FAQ items by parent ID has FAQ item. FAQ item. Attachments. Oh, okay. So all we have, entonces todo lo que tenemos que hacer es actualizar the problem that we have, el problema que tenemos es que cuando, what did I change here that I need to save? Oh, I just took out the comments. We need to update that attachment bool to true when we add an attachment. And in order to do that, we need to go to our mutation, which is this right here. Vamos a tener que hacer un cambio aquí. Use edit items. En los FAQ items. Domestic FAQ. Attachments. True. No. Updated item. Dot file. And we would set this true. Otherwise false. This should fix it. Esto debe de arreglarlo. All right, so if we go to topics, go to general, go to edit, add an image. Okay, submit. But it's still not updating this. ¿Por qué no está actualizando esta información? Oh, I know what. Ya sé por qué. Here in the FAQ API, attachments. Okay, I think I got it now. Ahora sí creo que lo tengo resolvado. So we go to topics, general, edit, add an attachment. And there it is. Perfect. That's the only issue it had. Okay. The only other issue that I see, the único problema que veo, es que yo quiero que la forma se cierre inmediatamente. I want it to close immediately. And to do that, it would be on FAQ form. We need to have a toggler in here and get rid of it from here. On the submit form, gotta get rid of it here. Toggle hide dialog, and we need to put it here. And toggle hide dialog is this right here. So we gotta pass it into here. And here, we need to pass it too. What parameter was it? Was it the fourth one? 1, 2, 3, fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, perfecto. Now everything should be good with the world again. Go to topics, general, Q&A. All of our questions have an attachment. I delete the attachment. Can I add more questions? Should I add more question marks? Perfect. If I add it, edit, get rid of the 2 questions, add this, it takes it away. Why is it taking so long to hide the dialogue when I update? ¿Por qué se está tardando tanto en actualizar la información? FAQ form, toggle hide dialogue. Oh, this is why. This should still work. A ver si esto funciona. Topics, Q&A, expand, edit. Let's just add some question marks. Can I add more question marks? That's what I want to see. But for some reason, it's saying there's no attachment. Why? Oh, because it didn't have a file. That's why. We need to fix that. So the FAQ API has got an issue. If updated file, if updated item attachments is equal to false and updated file, then we set it to true. Otherwise it's false. Okay, let's try it again. Topics. Vamos a tratarlo de nuevo. We edit the question, and here we just delete the question marks. And what is the best way to develop things on the web? And it's still taking my attachment off. Why? ¿Por qué está quitando mi attachment? No debería de estar haciendo eso. Shouldn't be doing that. If updated item file true, then instead updated item attachments. Okay, let's try this. Vamos a intentarlo de esta manera. We go to topics. We got our topic. We go to Q&A. Go to our question. Vamos a ir a nuestra pregunta. We're going to edit it. Take off a question mark. Submit it. Okay, good. If I go to edit and I delete the attachment, add a couple of questions. Good. The attachment is gone. Questions has the additional question marks. Attachment is gone. Why do we use it? Attachment is gone. We still have the 3 question marks. Let's get some question marks off. Submit. Check the back end. Oh, did that not go through? There we go. Se tardó un poquito. I just waited. It just took a little bit longer. I think we're done. This is fully working now. This component is fully working. Muy bien, estamos funcionando. Very good, very good. The next thing that we're gonna do, I think we're gonna work on tomorrow. Vamos a trabajar más con esto mañana. Si está funcionando, nada más necesitamos hacer un poquito más cambios. It is working, but we do need to do other changes. So I want to be able to sort these questions. Quiero poder mover las preguntas para arriba y para abajo, y también quiero hacer que funcionen las imágenes aquí. So we have a little bit of more work to do. Bueno, eso es todo por esta noche. Gracias por estar conmigo. That's it for me tonight. Thanks for coding with me. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.